Hello and greetings from across the Media Multiverse. Today I am going all the way back to December 1963 and looking at the first Doctor Who story, 4 episodes collectively known as An Unearthly Child. And I suppose the question I'm asking is, does it still stand up today? History teacher Barbara Wright and science teacher Ian Chesterton are curious about one of their students, Susan Foreman. On one hand, she is a genius. On the other hand, she doesn't know the basics. On some of the flimsiest excuses ever, which they themselves admit to, they decided to follow her home to see if they can learn a bit more about this girl. And her home turns out to be a junkyard. There they see an old man and hear Susan's voice coming from an old police box. Worried for her safety, they push themselves in to the TARDIS. Not wishing to be the subject of gossip, the old man, Susan's grandfather, known as the Doctor, dematerialises the TARDIS to the tribe of Gum. Now, when we get to the tribe of Gum, there is some discussion in fan circles as to where exactly is this tribe. Some people believe it to be at the dawn of humanity, others believe it to be a cave dwellers tribe on another planet. Me and conventional opinion are that it is at Earth's dawn. Anyway, getting back to the tribe, they are freezing and their leader Tsar is trying to make fire from his fingers in the age-old tradition. But obviously just doing this is not going to produce fire. Simultaneously, a stranger, Cal, sees the Doctor light a pipe and, yes, before I go on, in the second episode of the show, the Doctor smokes. It's never been mentioned since, it's been forgotten by everyone, but it happened and it's there. Anyway, Cal abducts the Doctor and uses him as a tool to replace Tsar as leader of the tribe, as through the Doctor, Cal will be able to make fire, the only currency that the tribe needs right now. And that is sort of pretty much it. There's no big evil master plan in this story. This story is essentially about politics on who should lead the tribe and the TARDIS crew trying to escape the tribe and get back to the TARDIS to leave. I am tempted to consider this as a one-parter and a three-parter. After all, people continuously split Trial of a Time Lord and Flux, which were both transmitted as one story, into different segments. So I see no reason why I shouldn't be able to do this with An Unearthly Child. But I'm going to treat it as a one story, just as I treat Trial as one story and Flux as one story. Anyway, the opening episode is a full 10 out of 10. It has a strong mystery at its heart. Ignoring what we know happens, if you watch it unknowingly, you start to wonder what's happened to the schoolgirl when she disappears in the junkyard. Does a police box mean that this is going to be a detective series? Is the Doctor a police surgeon? Nope, it's a traveller through the 4th and 5th dimensions. And when we move to the tribe of Gum, from episode 2 onwards, this story gets grim. There's no theatrics here. The tribe are cold. The tribe is starving. And it is a real struggle for survival for all the members of the tribe. The 4 TARDIS crew are instantly good, Barbara being the standout and instantly becoming one of the best companions of all. But it is the Doctor who is of most note. This is not the Doctor that we're used to, not even the grandfatherly figure of the later Hartnell story. This Doctor is not a crusader. This Doctor is not a fighter for truth. This Doctor is not Time's champion. This Doctor is not the oncoming storm. In episode 4, when the crew escape the cave, Barbara stumbles and falls. We see the camera panning into Barbara lying on the floor, and we see the Doctor's Rupert Bear trousers run past her. But it is up to Ian to do the Doctor thing and help Barbara up. This is not a Doctor that we recognise. But the other interesting thing for me is the storytelling. Considering it was made for children, it is far more dramatic, acted and intelligently thought-provoking than many children and even adult television today. This story is a power struggle between the cavemen, Zar and Cal, fighting to lead the Gum tribe. I did ask at the beginning whether it stands up today. Well, the story was repeated in 1981 as part of the 5 Faces of Doctor Who season on BBC Two. And I watched it in 1981 when I was in my mid-teens. I loved the opening episode, but felt that the other 3 were dull. But watching the other 3 as an adult, they do stand up surprisingly well. But ultimately, if I was introducing someone to Doctor Who, someone who's never seen the programme before, whether a child or an adult, I would show episode 1 without any hesitation. But I would be incredibly unlikely to show the last 3 episodes, not as a first story at least. And I suppose another thing to note is that no one watching those episodes in 1963 would imagine that a version of the programme will still be on television today. It would have numerous comic book series and spin-offs, numerous book series, regular audio plays, 2 cinematic movies, stage plays, and numerous other spin-offs. But I think it's the following story that may have made that happen. Don't you? And those are my thoughts on the first ever Doctor Who story, An Unearthly Child. What do you think of it? Grateful for any comments. So until next time, may your news be good news and happy times and places. Farewell.